Alright, let's get real for a second. When people talk about mental health, you'll often hear bipolar disorder and schizophrenia mentioned together. But they're not the same thing. Far from it. So, what's the difference? Bipolar disorder is mostly about extreme mood swings. One moment, I might feel on top of the world, full of energy, ideas, barely needing sleep. That's called mania. But the next, I could crash into a deep depression, struggling to even get out of bed. Schizophrenia, on the other hand, is different. It's less about mood and more about how I perceive reality. People with schizophrenia might hear voices, see things that aren't there, or have trouble thinking clearly. Their brain mixes up what's real and what's not. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Substance use. Drugs and alcohol don't just mess with your short-term mood or perception. They can actually trigger mental health disorders in people who are already at risk. Let's break it down. For bipolar disorder, some substances, like cocaine, ecstasy, or even heavy drinking, can push those mood swings into overdrive. They might trigger a manic episode or make the lows even worse. And if I already have bipolar disorder, using these substances can make it harder to manage my symptoms. What about schizophrenia? Certain drugs, especially hallucinogens like LSD or even high-potency cannabis, can actually trigger the first signs of schizophrenia in people who are genetically vulnerable. Imagine suddenly hearing voices or feeling paranoid after using something you thought was harmless. Sometimes, that first episode sticks around long after the drug wears off. And here's the thing. No one really knows who's at risk until it happens. Genetics play a huge role, but stress, trauma, and yes, substance use can be the tipping point. So if you're thinking about experimenting, or you know someone who is, it's worth remembering. The risk isn't the same for everyone, but for some, one bad trip can change everything. Take care of your mind. It's the only one you've got. If you're struggling, don't wait. Talk to someone you trust or reach out for professional help. You're not alone.